But like, what do you gain from this?
Food.
But you had all morning.
When I woke up at 12.
Yeah.
False.
Fair enough. Great cold open, guys.
It was.
Very cold opening. Very cold opening.
So yeah, welcome back to Code's Corner K4, episode 44, 45. We're getting up there.
High up there.
Yeah,
You'll figure it out.
Um,
Almost as many as we have for K2.
I mean, I think we have more than we do for K2.
For this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think we're getting
we do
close evening it out. I think we're in, like, if you include the first season, I think we're in, like, the 30s for K2. Probably.
Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. I'm your host, Kevin Chorus, joined today by Kyle, who plays Nox, the Imperator, who plays Cairo sometimes. McFunkster isn't here, but he
just
will be
sometimes.
shortly. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, our trio of mercenaries was employed temporarily by their own companion, Mr. Zetsubo, to engage in some revenging on
illicit
behalf
activities
of himself for his sister, who had overdosed on laced narcotics in her apartment earlier that day, when they were meant to meet up in the lovely super city of Los Angeles as part of the Manifest Destiny Racing Royale. The group did so, of course, in the previous 2 episodes were dedicated to that shenanigans. The group did so. The group did a bunch of stuff, and then they decided that it was time to go to the banquet, at which point they went back to the nightclub and shut it up. At which point, then, they decided they should leave and go to the banquet. That being said, I think we focused plenty on Nox and McFunkster and bonus for the time being. So instead we're going to cut back to Mr. Zetsubo, who I assume is taking a taxi back to the hotel because the crime car was being used for illicit activities.
Yes.
So you arrive.
No wait, because I had the SUV.
You have an SUV?
You have an SUV.
Yeah, remember I took the SUV that we had over to the hospital.
I thought we just dropped you off.
Oh. Did we?
Yeah, I thought we drove.
I could have sworn I drove there.
We have the crime car. And then we have...
No, because we had an SUV from the old base. Like the like old place that we got like the drugs from. I'm pretty sure we took that SUV.
Did we? I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, we took that SUV and then we had the crime car. So we have 2 different vehicles.
Wait, does that bring us... Does that mean we own 3 and rented 1?
Essentially, yes.
We have the current crime car is rented because the original crime, like this, I guess crime car 2.0 is still back at Ryanstown. This is the rent a crime car that Xanthor provided to you guys. Which is like almost identical to the actual one you guys have. It's just that it's rented.
It's rented.
Yeah. So, Cairo, you arrive back at the 6 Cylinders. It is in the afternoon. The sun is approaching a set over in the west, I think, is when the sun sets. I don't know. I think so. And you know that you're here and stuff, and you gotta like get ready for the banquet and like meet up with everybody else. You did oversee your sister's stabilization at the hospital, and you paid for her, therapy and such after she, regains consciousness essentially.
Yeah.
Put her in a nice rehabilitation program, and then, so you arrive back at 6 Cylinders. People are beginning to arrive for the banquet. Being that, of course, most of like the racers and stuff do live here, are staying in the hotel, except for like the benefactors or the racers that are from LA. They
Yeah.
obviously will like stay at their actual houses and then come to the place for the banquet. So there are a
Of
few
course.
cars arriving and stuff as you pull in your SUV. And one of those vehicles that pulls in is a giant stretch Hummer, like a sci-fi stretch Hummer, and it's like
Uh-huh.
nice and sleek and black, and the windows are super tinted. The rims are gold plated. Um, there's like neon like LED like decals on the sides and stuff like that. It looks very snazzy, very expensive. Um, and this huge Hummer pulls in, and a bunch of guys get out, a bunch of Mexican-looking guys get out. Um, like probably like six like street-clothed guys, who you assume are just
Mm-hmm.
like generic gangsters, and then four bigger dudes in like nice like black suits with like nice like ties and like a bunch of rings in their hands and like gold watches and stuff, tattoos. And then one guy who appears to be like the boss, and he's wearing like a nicer like designer suit, nice um, like gator leather like dress boots with like the gold heels, so that they like click really loudly on the ground. Um,
Mm.
they're all very obviously armed. Um, Even the guys that are like in the suits are still obviously packing something like under their arm or something like that. Um, and you're in the parking lot here, and the like six or so like plain clothes gangsters, um, they get out of the Hummer and they clock a van that's parked in the parking lot, right next to the rent a crime car. Conveniently enough, in this van, you don't recognize it. Um, it's like plain gray. Um, it looks pretty nondescript. Probably the only thing that would be weird about it is that you can see that there are like half a dozen bullet holes in the back, like the doors and like the window, one of the windows is shot out and stuff like that. Um,
Okay.
and the six gangbangers, as you kind of pull in the SUV and park like next to the rent a crime car, um, you see that these gangbangers are like looking at the like pointing at the van and like talking to each other in Spanish. They seem to recognize the van.
Can I translate what they're saying?
Yeah, yeah. So you can translate it. And they're saying basically like, isn't that our van from our club? And they give like the street name that the club is on, and it's the club where your sister lived. And the other guy's like, yeah, I think this is the same van. It's like, didn't that club get like shot up earlier today? And the other guy's like, yeah, yeah, I think so. It's like, and didn't they say like the guys who shot up our club stole our van and like our money in the van? And a different dude is like, yeah, I heard that like some woman just like walked up to the car and just like drove off with it after like ganking all of the dudes that were guarding it. And
I think I'm starting to see where this is headed.
yeah, um, and they're basically like recounting like, yeah, didn't isn't this our van that like some
Isn't
dude
this
stole
our
from
van
us?
that someone stole?
Yeah, that somebody stole after like killing like a dozen of our guys earlier today, and
That's hilarious.
they're like basically then they start talking about like, well, should we steal it back? Should we like destroy it? Like, should we like slash the tires or like tell our boss about it or something like that? Um, Eventually one of them does go over and like talks to one of like the bigger, fancier dressed bodyguards, and like whispers something in his ear, and the bodyguard's like, all right, whatever, buddy. And then goes over and like whispers in the boss's ear as they walk into the building. And the rest of the like half dozen henchmen, they just kind of hang around the van and like around the front of the building. They pull out like glow sticks and normal cigarettes and vapes and stuff like that, and smoke, or they'll like pull out like those big like huge bottles of like beer that you can buy. Um, and they start
Oh,
the
basically a fucking a 38 or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, the huge bottles, the cheap bottles, and they start like
It's of
drinking
course like
and
cheap beer.
yeah, 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 for sure.
Yeah.
And they start like just generally loitering around the front of this place, pondering whether or not they should smash up this van. As you pull in with your SUV and you get out, and you're just kind of watching this scene unfold.
Quite comedically, might I add.
Yeah.
Is anyone in the van?
No, nobody appears to be in the van or the rent-a-crime car. It's just kind of parked here.
Huh. Well, all right. I'm glad they don't notice that the SUV that I pulled up in is also shot up.
Well, it's also a bit shut up, but you didn't take it from them. You took it from the other guys. The like.
Well, no, because then they'd start thinking like, wait, is that one ours too?
Yeah, like, wait a minute. Yeah,
Did we lose 2 cars?
Yeah, because they only recognize the one, like the van that like they all actually have seen before in person.
Because they own like 5 of them.
Yeah, because these vans, they mean the gangbangers know they're used to transport drugs and money between their various properties. So they know that what the vans look like, and this is one of them. And they're like, wait a minute, didn't we lose one of these vans earlier today? But yeah, so you see that, and then I assume you also walk into the building.
Yeah.
All right. So you walk into like the hotel section of the 6 cylinders. If you want to meet up with your companions before the banquet, you can do so, because I assume they're all just chilling like the villains they are in their hotel rooms.
I would love to.
All right.
Damn straight.
So Bonus and Oid and Nox are relaxing in one of your hotel rooms. I don't care which. You can decide amongst yourselves.
It's my room.
Yeah, they're being like, yeah. So yeah, so they're all, you're all chilling, relaxing after, your previous day spent harassing gangbangers, and by harassing I mean killing them, in various brutal ways.
Same thing.
Honestly. So yeah, so you're all 3 of you are relaxing, when the door opens, and Cairo steps in. Wow. What a surprise. What a shock.
Hey guys. How's it going?
Bonus just like looks over his shoulder. Doesn't actually say anything. He just looks at you. He's playing.
I mean,
We all
fair
turn
enough.
our heads and stare silently.
in this dark room with there's no lights on for some reason. Pitch black hotel room.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything to them either.
Bonus is playing Go Fish with Frank, and nobody's saying anything. They're just deadpan staring.
Just a silent like, go fish.
Yeah. The only sound is the sound of Bonus putting down a card.
You might not know what that was, but that was the sound of a Uno reverse card. Well, I'll be like, all right, well, what happened?
Bonus just looks at Oid.
And then I look back at him. Then I look at Kyra. Then I look back at Bonus. Then I look at Nox. Then I look back at Kyra. And then I look back at Bonus. Then I look back at Kyra. I'm like, we did some shopping. There's a nice van on sale, and so we thought we'd snag it, before someone else did.
So I see. There's some people. Yeah, there's a few gangbangers contemplating whether or not they should slash your tires, so figured I'd let you know about that.
Bonus just sighs, and he puts the cards down, and he just kind of like walks over to like. I guess if we walk over, he just reaches underneath the table where he's been playing Go Fish, and just retrieves his semi-automatic shotgun from underneath it, and just unfolds the stock, and and then he's like, "I'll be back." He just walks out the front door.
Is it at least silenced?
No, it's not. It's the Xenocorp like revolving shotgun that he stole like forever ago from the first season.
Oh no.
And he just begins.
This is the
walking out
first
door.
season.
Well, it's the second half of the first season, and he just starts like whistling, like the ants come marching
It's the Andy
home.
Griffith. It's the Andy Griffith theme song.
And he swaggers his way down the hallway, seemingly happy that he gets to do some more murder, or may get to do more murder. I'm gonna make some rolls for him while you guys are discussing amongst yourselves what happened.
So is anybody gonna be?
If I'm being honest, but okay.
So is anybody gonna be any less vague about what happened?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to use my brain computer to send Cairo like a link to a news website. It's like live coverage. X club shot up, in broad daylight.
Okay, yes, he sends you this like link. The first one he sends is a rickroll, obviously. The
Fair
second
enough.
link,
Of course.
yeah, the second link is actually like to a news like website, and you see like there's like live streams, like archived live stream, from like a helicopter or like a drone view, and you just
No, it's just some random guy outside of the club.
random guy. We're here on the scene of a this giant shootout is happening in this nightclub. No, so it's like a drone footage, and you don't see anything happening until you see that exact van that you saw out front peel out of this alleyway out back of the club, like bullets ricocheting off the back doors. It drifts around the corner, speeds down the road. You hear like, and then you just see this like pixelated, vaguely cyan shape of what you assume is Bonus get out of the rent-a-crime car, walk across the street, dome the guy that was shooting the van, and then just walk into the alley, and like this massive shootout erupts. And like the headline comes across the screen, and it's like, breaking news, like gang-related shootout breaks out in random nightclub downtown LA, and like a minute later you see this not even a minute, probably like 10 seconds later you see this blacked out SUV scrooge up to the front door, and like half a dozen gangbangers jump out of it and like book it into the building.
Oh my gosh.
And then like more shooting ensues. A bunch, I'm talking like SMGs, ARs, deagles, pistols, a couple of shotgun blasts go off, and this giant crowd of people books it out of the nightclub, and like just like ants just spreads across the street and like flees for their lives. Then it goes quiet. Then like a couple minutes later, a single gunshot goes off, which is when you guys shot the camera out in the basement. Then the cops pull up, like half a dozen like cop cars screech up to the front of the nightclub, and the cops begin to rush out. And as the cops go in, the pixelated forms of Nox and Bonus, and who you assume, actually no, you see yourself walk out of the building with these other two pixelated shapes. So as the cops go in, these three guys rush out of the back door, and they run down the alleyway, get into the crime car and the van, and speed off down the road.
I didn't know I was there.
Yeah, you weren't, but you see yourself there.
How am I seeing myself there?
Wow, almost like you have a member of the party who can disguise himself as other people.
Oh yeah. Fair enough.
So yeah, so that's what you see happen from the news feed. And then like the aftermath, like the reporters like, developing case, police have confirmed 13 dead on scene following, a large shootout, yada yada yada. And it's like police believe this to be unrelated. However, a few hours before the nightclub got shot up, the owner of the nightclub, a known gangster by the nickname of Autopsy, was handed into police custody by three unknown individuals who demanded bounty payment in cash.
Ah, nice.
So yeah, that's what you find out.
Believe this to be unrelated.
Totally unrelated. That the club
Completely.
owner got handed in for a bounty like a couple of hours before the club got shot up.
Nice. I'm proud of you guys.
It was very unrelated.
Very unrelated.
Absolutely unrelated. Had no correlation whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, good shit. I'll walk over to Donna because she still has the one pistol, right? That I gave her.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go over and be like, hey, everything all right?
You're like, yeah. I mean, you just been. I mean, your friends didn't just like came back like an hour ago, so we've just kind of been chilling here at the hotel the whole day.
Oh, nice. Nothing on Barry, I'd assume.
She's like, no, I think Barry is staying with like his new employers or whatever somewhere else in the city.
Yeah, he'll die eventually.
And Dinah's just like, I mean, whatever.
I cough at that.
Also, at this point, that Bonus walks back into the room, carrying his shotgun. The folding stock is dented and there's blood on it.
Well, at least we didn't hear gunshots, right? Like,
Yeah, I didn't hear any gunshots.
I look
yeah, they're
at
fine.
Bonus. I look at Bonus and be like, so, how many collars were on them?
You're like, oh, I didn't mug them. I didn't want to cause any problems. You know, their boss is like literally a couple of floors above us. But I
and
convinced them that they were seeing things when they recognized the license plate. And he chucks the 2 license plates onto the table. But yeah, we're gonna need to get different registration for that van if we're gonna drive that around the city, owned by the not owned, but you know, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean,
we know
I
we know
can
plenty of people.
that are not in LA.
Well, Xanthorpe's in LA.
Exactly. Xanthorpe knows people, so win-win.
Sure.
Bonus is just like, yeah, whatever. I don't think they'll be messing with our car anytime soon, though. And then you hear like an ambulance pull up out front.
Yeah. I like the cut of your jib today.
Bonus is like, why? Because I broke a man's face.
Exactly.
Like, you probably need a new bionic jaw, but whatever. They can't.
I know a guy with a bionic jaw.
And so yeah, Bonus then folds up his he cleans off the stock of his rifle on like the bed sheets in this hotel room because Bonus has no care for work staff. And then he tucks it back under the table.
But those are my bed sheets.
He's like, so call room service or something. I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
And then Bonus like,
I know it's not your hotel room.
I'm gonna go put my fancy clothes on. I'll see you folks at the banquet. And then he walks back out.
So is everybody going to go back to their own room, or am I just here forced to change in front of everybody?
I mean, what? You got something to hide?
Raise eyebrows.
I'll give Oid like the rock face, where he's like,
the smoldering rock.
Do you
face.
also IRL Vine Boom?
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Onk plays the IRL Vine Boom.
Onk plays the clip of, can you smell what the rock is cooking?
But reversed.
I just go back to my hotel room.
Alrighty. I guess yeah. So Knox goes back to his or her hotel room, and Fayth is there. She just got out of the shower or something.
Misgendering Knox.
Actually, Knox is an alien, so gender assignment is null.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, Fayth is just got out of the shower.
Brand.
She has like the big towel wrapped around her hair, doing like her makeup and stuff. She's like, pleasure to see you finally show up. Where have you been? I thought we hired you to protect us, not bugger off for days at a time?
Fayth is
Um,
talking a lot of shit.
I yeah. And I go, oh, you know, some stuff. Friend's sister OD'd. Then he got angry because she's not smart. And I was like, oh, go kill the people that gave my sister drugs. And I was like, meh, maybe. Then, I did some shopping, got a new car. Um, may or may not have done what my friend asked. And now I'm here.
You're like, huh. So you had an eventful day.
Very. You?
She's like, no, I mean, I just kind of hung around, went to the pool here at the hotel, did some laps, keeping myself in shape. Did you hear about that shootout that happened earlier today?
There was a shootout? What happened?
Like, yeah. Apparently, some nightclub got like shot up or something. I don't know. It was all over the news.
Crazy. That's crazy. Who would shoot up a nightclub?
Like, I know, right? All those poor people were probably scared out of their minds.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
They absolutely were.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
I can say from experience they were.
Yeah, I mean, gang wars. What are you gonna do?
It is
Am
my
I right?
motif to instill fear to the civilian populace.
But yeah, so then it's like, yeah, I guess Neanderthals will be Neanderthals, I guess.
Happens all the time.
And then she goes back to her business. So yeah, the rest of you, I assume, get all dolled up for your banquet. This is the second to last banquet, as tomorrow marks the final leg of the race. So yeah, so you guys get all dolled up. Are you guys gonna discuss the plot to gank Barry, or are you guys just gonna like not cue Cairo in on
That's
that?
that's just something that we all can agree on. So, I mean, it would be helpful to know.
Yeah, we can tell Cairo.
It's like on the elevator ride there that we're discussing this.
Yeah, you get in the elevator and like, all right, so we're gonna kill Barry.
Is it tonight that we're doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sick. I'm gonna turn to Don and be like, "Excuse us for a moment."
Yeah. And no, as like Frank and Faith and Donna are just like standing in this big elevator with the rest of you, and they're like, you're just gonna discuss a murder plot, like it's no big deal.
Absolutely
I turn
correct.
to them and I'm like, "Do you care about Barry?"
Yeah, he kind of betrayed all of us. Tried to have you guys killed, and then went full Benedict Arnold on us. So, do you really care?
Faith shrugs, Donna nods her head no, and Frank pulls out brass knuckles and is like, "I'll help you if you need it."
See,
That's my boy.
that's the enthusiasm we need on this team.
But yeah, so the plan, what is it?
Yeah, what is said plan? I'm interested.
All right. So my suggestion is that Oid over here is a pretty little lady, pretty little thing, dainty thing.
Of course.
And then
Also currently
he
critically
gets
injured, but that's neither here nor there.
That's
Yeah,
neither here nor there. Probably
that's-
severe damage to several of his
Wait.
vital components.
yeah. There you go. So we're gonna have him disguise as random passerby number 362. Go by
Sounds
Barry
right.
on like the dance floor or something, just anything, and then proceed to stab him in any form or way.
And then
Uh,
vacate the premises?
yeah, disappear into the crowd. It's gonna, he's gonna reject his chrome and promptly die.
Ah, I like it. I like it. So, Oid, let's see it.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess, you know, I can do it here if you're watching, but, you know, it's a little embarrassing. And I do a little twirl, and I turn into a random passerby number 386, as, you know, Knox has said.
All right, so
Hold on, wait.
he does like a
Do we
little
know? Do we know Barry's sexual orientation?
incomprehensible.
I'm pretty sure last time when Oid saw the VR, it was with women.
Yeah,
I mean, you never know.
I mean Barry has enough money where he can afford to swing every direction, so who knows?
This is true.
Barry's just a weird guy. What can I say?
Yeah.
It's actually a narcosexual.
Yeah, he's only sexually attracted to someone if both of them are also blasted off of narcotics. Doesn't care who.
See, this is the perfect murder plot because Oid always has drugs on him.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, so Oid does like a little like
Curtsy.
anime girl twirl and like sparkles and the holograms and like the plates of his body. A few of them are a bit broken, so the hologram has to kind of like do a bit of extra work to cover like the gaping holes in his chest.
Compensation.
But other than that, he looks pretty much like nondescript woman in formal red dress.
Pretty nondescript formal woman in red dress.
Mm-hmm. Generic.
All
Woman.
right.
I should just realize this is the first time he's transformed in front of the other three.
Yeah, I think so. So he twirls and becomes this like different person, and the members of the fuel racing team, they all like back up like, oh, what the heck, what.
Oh, you didn't know he could do that?
It's a special form of bionics. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Really expensive, you know, stuff like that.
Oh wait, do the voice thing.
I'll be like, what voice thing? And I'll be speaking as, like, I don't know, Frank Field or something.
and Frank's like, oh, and he's like, wait, do I sound like that? And he's like,
Yeah.
like, hey,
Pretty great, huh?
it's me, Frank. I'm a big Italian man. What do you want?
What do you need?
Hey, forget about it. You know,
What do you need?
you come to me
Got a couple
on the day of my
sandwiches.
daughter's wedding. What's wrong with you?
You dared to disrespect the family.
See, that's pretty much what Frank is like. Large, not like he's built like a bodybuilder, but he's built like a strong man. So he looks kind of fat if you don't, but like all that's actually like just copious quantities of muscle.
Yeah.
He's built like a brick.
He's jacked.
Yeah, and then you don't
And
think
no
that
He could
Nokia.
scare a brick.
Yeah. You don't think that his muscle is natural, seeing as he's like older than Bonus is, and is still like built like a strong man. But again, he doesn't seem to have any like bionics on him, so you know.
Just absolute roidage.
Yeah, he's just super built. So yeah, so Oid scares his employers again as per usual, par for the course at this point. And then the elevator doors open, and you guys are free to mill about the banquet as per usual.
All right. Well, I'll see what
First
Don
things
wants to do.
first, I'm finding banana bread with chocolate chips in it.
Yummy.
I mean, I don't think they would just have that, but you could probably order it.
Why not? Why
Do you
wouldn't
have
they
any
have
desserts?
They do have desserts, yes. They've got cakes and brownies and like pastries. They have like an ice cream bar as well.
I'm getting me some ice cream.
Wow, I wish I could do that right now.
Rough times have befallen you.
Yes, I've been out for a few days now. It's depressing.
Oh shit.
So yeah, now I can only think about sugar in the back of my head. Great. But yeah, so you guys can get your food. It is, as always, exquisite and in shocking quantities. They have like the little circular tables dotted around that are all. They also all have the centerpieces. They all have like the drugs and stuff, recreational drugs, in them. Some of them are Flavius marked. Others are Aztec marked. So it seems that there might be some kind of competition between whose drugs are better.
Flavius.
Between Flavius and the Aztecs, because both of them are drug people. So there's that. And yeah, I mean, this banquet, being that it's like the second to last one, it's a bit quieter. People are actively less mingling with different team members. They're generally sticking to their own people, or like people that like they've already known or like are befriended. Because this is like the day before like the final leg. So this is like, if something's gonna go down, this is when it's gonna go down. People are very tense. People are very like close-lipped about what they're doing and stuff like that. How they're preparing, everything like that, trying to just kind of get any kind of advantage they can over their competitors. And like the last
I'm gonna turn to Donna, and I'm gonna be like, "When it happens, watch carefully." Referring to, of course, the assassination of Barry.
Buried the bullet. And she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna get
This is gonna be
some food."
interesting. You know what? I'll join you.
And you guys go over and pick from the buffet and stuff. Yeah. Bonus and Frank just go back over to the bar, of course. And they, have their drinks. They chit chat as you do. And yeah, I mean, the night continues. An hour or so passes. You guys do see Barry is here with those four well dressed bodyguards and like the cartel boss essentially that's with him. And you just see the like straight up like they're just like handing Barry copious amounts of drugs. Just like and he's just like doing lines like off of the table, and like he'll like do a line and then he'll
in public, huh?
Yeah, in full view of everybody else. He'll just do a line and he'll jump up, put his helmet back on, and then he'll book it onto the dance floor and start like frantically flailing his arms and legs and like freaking out. And then like 10 minutes later, when his hypermetabolism nullifies the drugs, he walks back over to the table, does another line, and then repeats the process. It's honestly kind of depressing to watch. And the Aztec boss just kind of is kind of just like smiling at him like he's watching like a circus show, like he was like a spectacle to him. And the four bodyguards are just standing behind their boss, just kind of looking tough, basically, like Bonus is doing frequently. So yeah, you guys have opportunities to gank Barry when he is flailing like a madman on the dance floor.
Well, I would say that that's Oid's specialty. No?
Is it a populated dance floor?
There are a few people on the dance floor. Not as many as there were before because, again, it is like tense now. But there are some folks that are out and about.
I'm saying like the non-racing folks. Like how I'm assuming this banquet also has popular, or not popular,
it has like
but
local
just
celebrity, local quote unquote, corporate politicians, I guess, executives.
Yeah, I'm saying like the. I'm saying like the people who I don't know, just had a bunch of money, or if
Yeah,
if
they
you
could
drug
afford
know
to buy
people
a-
that are
a-
there.
a seat, to get
Yeah.
in. Yeah, those people are all dancing, drinking, having a grand old time.
Okay, because when you're
And
like, oh, there's a
Flavius
few people.
is also here. He is not
Ooh.
dancing, although he was dancing in dates previous. He is seated.
Who?
Flavius. He is
Ah.
seated at his table
Flavius person.
with his #1 bodyguard, Nox's rival, and he is just like staring at the Aztec table, like staring daggers at them, basically.
At the what table? At
Yeah.
the
Aztec.
Aztec?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, for the first time, he isn't socializing. He's and his choice of dress today is very odd. He's wearing like the priest's vestments with like the clergyman's collar. But the vestments have like gold detailing and like patterning in the sewing of it. So it's still like his usual gaudy stuff, but he looks like a fancy priest, basically. Which is curious, seeing as last time he wore a chrome suit. So, for whatever reason, he decided to wear, to press the religious angle today. His bodyguard is not dressed like a priest. His bodyguard is dressed in his usual, like, vest and like, slacks.
He's dressed as bodyguard.
Yeah, he's dressed like he usually is in his character art. And Flavius is, also Flavius is, like, alone at his table with his bodyguard. There's nobody else with him.
That's odd.
It's just him, and he's just staring at Aztec, and not talking to anybody. And it's. I guess you guys would know because the PCs know that he's psychic. So you notice that there is like a 10-foot, 15-foot radius around him where people naturally walk around, as if like his killing intent is like psychically affecting people that get within range. So he's like repelling people, like emotionally, basically. Except for his bodyguard, who just looks passively PO'd.
Happens.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
So whatever Flavius is feeling right now, it is repelling people who are psionically susceptible.
I don't know. I mean, personally, I kind of feel like I should go up to him and be like, hey, man, you see that guy over there? You don't have to pay me. All I'm saying is, just don't target our driver. We got it.
I mean, are you gonna walk over and talk to Flavius?
Probably not, because his bodyguard gonna be like, what are
Fight
you
me.
doing here?
Fight me!
Fight me!
Fight me!
Yeah, he might do that, and I don't feel like dealing with that, because I really just want to talk to Flavius and be like, hey, man, you hate them too? I hate them. How about we work together, you know?
Enemy of my enemy is my friend, as the saying doth go.
I should do that. Be like, look, enemy of my friend is also my enemy, you know? Wink, wink. He's like, what?
Hey? What? But yeah, so you guys have the entire evening to pick him up. An opportune moment to speak to anybody. Xanthorpe is here, but he is also not talking to you guys. He's been on the phone the whole time, like in the corner of the room, talking to people, making different phone calls, talking to like people that like walk up to him and like say hi. He appears to be fully enraptured in the preparations for the race, because he, of course, is like one of the organizers.
He's now trying to get parts for Donna's car or Fayth's car.
Yeah, he's like, we need to get. Can you get me an 80 million cylinder engine by tomorrow? And then he's like, no. What do you mean no? You know who I am?
I need this like yesterday.
I'll have your head on a spike on my office if you don't get this for me. He's like, he isn't like yelling, but he's using his
He's definitely yelling.
sway. He's leveraging his position to get what he wants, basically.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. As he should, nepotism.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so if you guys want to do anything at the banquet, talk to anybody,
Um,
now's the time.
I'll probably just be around Donna for most of the night.
Alright.
So if Donna does anything, I'll like go around with her.
Yeah,
He
you're just gonna
Kills Flavius.
He walks up, snaps his neck, one fell swoop.
That would be lovely.
But yeah,
Are you gonna propose on the spot?
honestly, you wouldn't be surprised.
Absolutely. If she were to like just walk up and shoot Flavius, absolutely right then and there.
Yes, she's just gonna, stick with her folks, talk in hushed tones with Frank about like, the car and preparations for it and stuff like that. Frank and bonus chit chat about, I don't know, homicide or something. Whatever Bonus
Understandable.
talks about.
Yeah, that seems like a good thing to do.
But yeah. Other than that, what are the other two of you doing?
I'm going to be in the bathroom, checking over myself, making sure none of my busted plates are gonna screw up this disguise before I go out and
But
fight
are you in the
Barry.
women's bathroom?
You should, bro. I'll go with you. Don't worry. I'll like check over your body, you know? I'll be like, don't worry, babe, I got this, you know?
Well, you're just above being, like, bloodied, so I will say that, no, your disguise is, for the most part, unharmed. You figure if you get hit with, like, an EMP that would shut down your holograms, then yeah, that would ruin it. But
Forget, he's not affected by EMPs, right?
he is, yeah. He is
No, I mean like he won't get shut down or something, right? He just like won't
he
black
can get
out.
stunned, but he can't. Yeah. Like you'll
Okay,
like,
but do we really need to worry about EMPs at this moment? I can fix Oid after this.
Quickly load my EMP nade launcher. You know, has a mile radius.
Mile radius, yes. I load my EMP nuke and prepare to shut down Los Angeles permanently.
They deserved it, honestly.
I mean, essentially, I have EMP slugs, but I don't have my shotgun.
Yeah. But yeah, so you don't think your disguise is noticeably affected anyway? You can like compensate for it well enough.
In other words, you should be alright.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, in that case, I think it's finally time to get this show on the road. No pun intended.
When I see Oid coming out of the bathroom after he like checks his like disguise and everything, I'm gonna ask Donna to dance so I can get a good view. I need the best seat in the house.
Be careful,
right now.
man. You know, be careful, man. You know, man.
Well, I'll ask this: is it like so? Does like a slow song come on?
I don't think you should.
Not.
Probably not, and I don't think a
Okay,
slow
fair
song
enough.
is gonna matter. Like this man is flailing his arms and be like,
Yeah, I think if they sing a slow song, Barry would probably like bash the DJ's head in with like repeated headbutts until he played another fast song.
Fair enough.
Barry is like super wired right now. But yeah, so Oid walks out of the bathroom disguised as generic woman number 286 or whatever you said, and yeah, what do you? So he's gonna walk up and be like, "Hey, bro,
What's up, sexy?
well, my thought process was like just a clink, you know, the Assassin's Creed walk by stab. because I guarantee you this man, with how he's acting all drugged up, might not be able to do anything. I mean, I guess if he were like, he waits for him to be sober, he could probably be like, hey babe, you know.
Yeah, but it's Barry. He's not going to be sober.
No.
No, no, I mean when on the dance floor, when he has the interval to go back to do more drugs. But at the same time, I feel like
Doing
that'd
it
be
while he's
worse.
drugged up is probably your best option.
Yeah, because if he's not drugged up, he'll probably be like, wow, do it.
I've been jabbed.
I've been got.
I've been got. Been. And then dies like the bitch he is.
So yeah, I'll swing by like, I don't know, the bar. I'll grab a drink, something cheap and basic, because you know Barry's life isn't that expensive. You know what I'm saying?
It's not worth that
Well,
much.
the drinks are all like free here because you
Oh,
all work for like the organizer. So Dankle's saying.
yeah, I swing by. I grab
See,
a drink
if you
that's
look important, then everything's free.
Yeah.
I grab a drink that's ridiculously expensive for no good reason.
It's like a golden tea with like flakes of gold.
It's actually just a diamond in a glass. There is no liquid. It's just a pure
You drink straight diamond.
and you know, I'll walk onto the dance floor. I'm going to walk a very carefully pre-plotted route to bump into Barry as he's, you know, flailing around, which isn't hard, I imagine. Seeing as, you know,
He's
going
flailing.
to be, yeah, waving his arms around, you know, at arm's length at everyone.
Yeah, exactly. He's not really cognizant of personal space. Or so like he'll like run up to people and just like chest bump them really aggressively, like straight up like body them. Doesn't seem to have any kind of concept of etiquette at this point. He's just being allowed to run rampant because nobody will stop him. Until now, I guess. So yeah, you walk up and you brush up against him, and then I presume you know, smack
Do
him.
the deed.
I don't know the good stuff, you know what I'm saying?
So that's gonna be the chrome rejection serum, right?
But drugs are
Reject
good, you
your
can only have
humanity,
it.
You should
Jojo.
give him like a double dose, you know, if you can do that in one shot. But I don't know if you can.
No, that would take 2 separate jabs.
2 drive-bys.
Let's see. Where is it?
Reject your humanity, Dio.
Reject your humanity. Return to death.
Xeno. Target's body to begin rejecting augments or cybernetics, doing a bunch of damage for 1d4 turns. Alright, so you can make me the 3d100 damage for the first turn.
Alright, so I'll bump him and I'll go, oh, I'm sorry, and then I'll keep walking. Go dance with someone else on the dance floor, you know?
Go to the bathroom, change outfit, kill again.
Kill again.
Kill again.
Alright, it's gonna be 17.
107. He's still alive, so he's alive for at least 6 seconds before he dies after 12. So he does get to suffer for a little while before he succumbs. So you bump into him, and
But yeah, as I walk away, you know, I'm also going to whisper to no one but myself. Should have gotten your have it under control, Barry. No one likes to suffer the effects of withdrawal.
yeah, and then the NCIS kicks in.
Also, I rolled a 4 on the 1v4, so
Yeah, he's
gonna be writhing. to death for a long while.
Yeah. So you jab him and you make your
Welcome
one-liner.
to Death Row.
Yeah, and Barry stops flailing when you bump into him, and he's like, "Oh, what the heck, bro?" Whatever. And then you like whisper that under your breath, and he's like, "Huh, what was that?" And then as you keep walking away, and he turns around to like reach out to you, he has a bionic arm now, so his bionic arm begins to like twitch and like spasm, and like he's like Parkinson's, something like that. And he's like, what the heck's going on? And then, because he's wearing like the like sleeveless like vest that he always wears, because he doesn't get dressed up for banquets. You see that where his bionic arm connects to his like shoulder, like his like torso, the connection point begins to necrotize. So like his skin turns black, and it just begins to like spread across his like upper torso, and like the flesh begins to like straight up like instantly begin to like decay basically, and like his veins start to turn black, and because he has nanodocs in his blood that are now like attacking his body basically, so he is very very rapidly decomposing. So he's like, what's going on? And he begins to like foam with the mouth. It's like, I mean, you can't see because he's wearing the helmet, but it's like bloody foam begins to like pour from underneath his motorcycle helmet. He like begins to just like seize, like a standing seize.
So is no one gonna do anything about this?
Well, this starts to happen, and at first people don't even notice because they don't care.
What are you gonna do in
I
12
think it's all
seconds?
just part of the part of
Barry being Barry.
It's just Barry.
Yeah. And then this is probably at what point people actually start to like help him, because he has like most of his internal organs are bionic. So they are rapidly decomposing his insides. So his stomach begins to like rapidly like expand and get like fatter basically as like the bionic components that make up his organs begins to like break apart at the seams, and like unravel basically, before like his stomach should have like decays open and like pops like a bubble. It's really gross. And like his vest gets like coated in like this black brownish sludge blood, as he's seizing. And at that point, once his internal organs literally melt out of his torso, his legs give out and he just collapses to the ground, still kind of seizing, stuttering. You can tell he'll still technically talk because his lungs aren't bionic. And he's like still foaming at the mouth, in excruciating agony, you would imagine. It's at this point that like the 4 bodyguards that were at the Aztec table, they rush over, and like the Aztec boss like jumps to his chair and he yells at them in Spanish, and he's like, get over there, help him out, what's going on? And the bodyguards rush over and they see that he is like he's dead. Like the fact that he is still able to even make sounds is astounding. This Barry at this point is a medical miracle. And the guards, like one of them begins to call LSSI and is like, we need, an ambulance, right now. It's the 6 cylinders, yada yada yada. Are you guys gonna do anything else, like gank the benefactors, or are you just gonna
stand up and clap?
Honestly.
So there's a random.
That would be so fucking such an FU to them, but no.
Wow, you're not
I think I'm going to remain incognito for this one.
Wow.
I'll have my helmet up and I'll just like have like the biggest shit-eating grin under my helmet.
Yeah, I think Bonus probably does too.
Like I'll be like hiding my laughter.
Yeah, so I guess you guys aren't going to gank the benefactor then? You're just gonna...
I mean, I go to Xanthorpe and ask him, it's like, well,
What's the protocol here?
I point and look, I'm like, Xanthorpe, what we did.
So you point at Barry and he's like...
Us, not us.
It's like a melting.
Us, not us.
Yeah, and Barry is like actively becoming a pile of sludge on the floor. And Xanthorpe's like... He kind of like, he's still on the phone this whole time, by the way. So he kind of like puts his like brain phone on mute, and he's like, "What?"
Kind of like the brain version of Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, put you
What?
on hold. And then he turns to you and he's like, "What's going on? What are you like whispering to you? Like, what? Why is Barry melting on the floor?"
I'm like, oh, remember when you said, oh, I want you to deal with Barry, right?
He's like, "Yeah, I meant sue him, not melt him."
No.
No, this works out better.
We don't sue people.
He's like, "But
You
I
sue
do.
people.
You know
That's
how much money I
too-
could have gotten out of him and his employers for breaching our contract, bro?"
Well, I don't
Used
know.
to.
I don't know about Barry, because I don't think he has much money.
No.
No, but his employers do.
Okay, so sue his employers then. You
Yeah,
can
but
still sue them. They're still
None of them were
alive.
breach of contract because the man is dead.
I go, Xant. You asked mercenaries to go deal with the problem, and you didn't say sue. You sue people. You understand?
We and then I'll do like the finger across the throat kind of thing. Like that's what we do.
That's exactly what I just did. I just said the exact same
Yeah.
thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't hear it.
Okay. Anyways, I go. Besides the point, about them benefactors, though, you want us to, them too?
But there's like, why would I? Why would I? No.
I don't
Or
know.
do you still want to sue those guys?
He just told you he can't.
Like, I mean, I could
I don't
try
know what
to
you're
sue
talking
them, but,
about.
I don't know how well it would go since my star witness, Barry, is literally a pile of goo and like fabric at this point. So,
Meh.
I don't know how well that lawsuit
We're
will
happy.
pan out. It's like, but I mean,
At least they don't have a driver, meaning they can't win.
Which means we win by default.
At least we get his place at some
That is
point
true.
if Fayth is good enough, which she is.
and then like, Tinder just kind of like rubs the bridge of his nose, and he's like, I mean, at this point, do whatever. I don't care. Just don't leave any witnesses behind, okay?
No.
We'd have to kill literally everyone here.
Well, they don't care. Just kill the. If you're gonna take out the Aztec dude, take out all the Aztec dudes. They'll
Fair
just
enough.
Leave one of them alive or whatever to tell their friends.
So what you're saying is, if we were to start shooting this place up and targeting them, just kill everyone that is under their name.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll think about it. Anyways, you can go back to your call, and I'm gonna go back to Fayth.
All right. So yeah. So in the meantime, Barry is super dead. Bleeding from the pores because the nanomachines are being rejected. His internal organs are liquid.
From my knowledge of having like an LSSI guy or anyone, would we know that he can come back from LSSI?
Unless they put like a brain chip in him that like downloaded his consciousness and like his memories remotely or something.
And then gave him a new you.
Yeah, and like paid for a new body and stuff. Probably not, because there is no way they're saving his actual current body.
He's being dissolved as we speak.
Yeah. Then the four henchmen like clear the dance floor, and they're looking around frantically to see who would possibly could have done that horrible deed.
Man, I have no clue what you're talking about.
Now, who could have possibly done it?
He disappeared. All right.
They rolled a 1 on their perception check, so no, they have absolutely no idea who could have possibly
They have
done it.
no clue.
So the four
It could be anybody. It could even be me.
It was
He
me,
could be here.
Barry.
He could be here in this room with us.
So the four goons just like draw their machine pistols and like clear the dance floor and like everybody back away, get back. And then LSSI arrives via flying helicopter or flying hovercraft up to the windows They cut a hole in the banquet window, and then they walk in, and then they look at Barry on the floor, and one of the guys, like, because their voices are coded, so the people can't understand what they're saying, so they just, and one of the guys brings out, like, you know, with like those hazardous material, like a waste container, like waste buckets that they
Yeah.
put like stuff in. They just get
Yeah.
one of those, and they proceed to like squeegee Barry into the goo bucket. Yeah, into like this hazardous waste container. And then they just go like, whatever. They just leave. They get back in the hovercraft and they get off.
So we have officially chunky salsa someone.
Yeah. Well, you did that with Xantharp's old boss when you started to use thermite to him. So.
Yeah. But this is like a more exotic chunky salsa.
Yeah, this
Exotic, he says.
The good, you know, the different kind of salsa.
This is like Frito-Lay's salsa. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys don't have anything else to do, that will be the most exciting thing that happens during this particular banquet.
I mean, if Karo told us where they pulled up, doesn't that mean we can just gank him at their car?
Yeah, they essentially parked right next to my car.
They parked right next to my car.
The vandalism van.
Well, no, the SUV.
No.
Oh.
When they pulled up, they were closer to like the rent-a-crime car and the vandalism van. And we're like, huh, is that ours? We're like, no.
Oh, anyway.
You're a vandalism fan. What? What? No. Impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible. Unfathomable. Inconceivable.
Yeah, so that's the extent of the action that's going to happen during the banquet, assuming none of you do anything else.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, you guys do your thing. The rest of the banquet goes by uneventfully. You know, a bunch of the executives make like speeches again. You know, being like, oh, you know, this is the second to last banquet. You know, I ask that we, you know, all like remain civil in this stressful times, and you know, understand that we're all
the
under
unfortunate
stress.
Poisoning.
Yeah. You know, we all, you know, recognize that we're all under great amounts of stress, and you know, we should all, you know, like understand if like tensions are high and you know, all that stuff. They don't seem
PR
to,
speech.
Yeah, basically just like don't kill each other before the race starts.
PR recovery.
Yeah. So yeah, they do that. Xantharp gives his speech where he's like, yeah, if you you know, you get your wills in order, do it now, Lamel. And then he walks off stage. So yeah, the banquet goes by fine and eventfully, and you guys are honestly, once the banquet ends, probably like around midnight or so, you are all left to your own devices.
I'll start heading back towards the room, and then I'll, like, on the way there, I'll talk to Donna about modifications to Fayth's car.
Okay. You can do that easily enough.
I think I'm just gonna be with Fayth and be like, so yeah, now you don't gotta worry about Barry. How do you feel about that?
And she's like, I mean, it's nice and all, but like, ugh.
Do we have to do
You
that?
have to melt
Yeah.
him?
Yeah, did you have to reduce the man to sludge?
Absolutely, it was a worthy cause.
Did we? We had other ideas of how we were gonna do it, but that was like honestly
Man.
the best one.
The full fuel crew must have some really weird ideas about what I am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can apparently
Weird
shapeshift.
disguising, android, military grade lethal poisons, intel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They are rightfully scared and intimidated and freaked out.
Turn to Donna and be like, "You'll get used to him. Don't worry."
Why is this guy just a random person?
Yeah. But yeah, I think Frank also is of the similar persuasion of like, do you really have to melt the man?
Well,
Yes.
look at it this way.
I mean, when I show back up and, I hear people asking these questions, I'll be like, yes, it was for the one-liner.
And Frank's like, well, I hope your one-liner was worth it because, I mean, it really killed the mood.
I mean, we didn't care about that, so
Yeah, but no one's looking at us for suspicion. Which is the important part.
And Frank's like, nobody's looking at us suspiciously yet, but I'm sure they will.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When you mean us, I'm pretty sure you're talking about you.
How me?
I was referring to them.
Okay.
Because, they very used to be part of their group.
Yeah.
But that's not our problem.
Wow, almost like you were hired to protect these people or something?
Yeah, but only for now.
Wow, as soon as the contract's up, I'm done with you. Just
Nah, we take the bounty that says kill them. We're like, huh.
Hand them over to Aztec. We kidnapped your boss and one of your employees and like killed 13 of your guys, but here's some of your rivals. Lamel, we're even.
Even Steven?
Yeah. The Aztec really hate you guys.
Understandably. We hate us too.
Yeah.
Hey, us.
Like their counter is literally like 1 pip away from like black bagging you.
I mean,
I'd
we
like to see
ghosted
them
it.
try.
They can.
Yeah, you guys haven't actually seen their proper forces yet. Well, you've only seen their like gangbangers.
Ah.
Gangsters don't do very much. They're not meant to do very much. But the mech warriors, they're a different story.
We've got a mech.
No.
You should wait until I get back to Ryanstown.
They won't.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so do you guys do anything else this day?
I'll finish up with the robotic cat that I said I was going to work on for Donna.
Alrighty. We could do that. I should be finished roundabout, I think. So that's cool.
Yeah, because you said it would be finished in California. So yeah.
Cool, she's got a cat now.
Mm-hmm. But like
Yeah, so now we have... Yeah.
With the LMG in...
It's like Bingus. Or Floppa. It's like Floppa.
It looks like Floppa, mechanic
Yes.
Floppa.
Yes, exactly.
The Lynx is what that is.
Yes. Yes,
I like
but
Lynx.
the name is Floppa.
The name is Floppa, thank you very much. One of a kind.
Floppa.exe.
Yes. Alright, so we're, California? Last leg of the race? Watching Fayth literally travel across water?
Yeah, so I've had to think about how I'm going to have the mechanics of this leg work, because it is literally over ocean. And I'm like, oh, I could have all the cars, have like skis on them and stuff. And then I realized almost every car can fly. So
Yes.
it kind of defeats the purpose of the whole
Cool skis from that
Donna
Tom and Jerry
is,
race movie.
Fayth is just defying physics.
So, yeah, I guess you guys all go to bed. You wake up, last leg of the race.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking that like Xanthorpe installed a button that said enable no clip.
No, Cairo installed the button.
Clip, and it's just
Well, he bought it, but yeah.
The Gmod like in the ground.
Prop block.
Yeah.
There's a button instead of like oil slick. It's just prop block.
Prop cannon.
God mode on.
But yeah, so you all are taken to the race track, which is actually like on the beach in LA.
Oh.
Because obviously the cars are gonna.
Hey, look! There's a suffocating turtle.
Yeah. And it's like really cool. And like, rather than like how like DJs and stuff will have like their huge like raves on the beach.
Yeah.
There's kind of like a couple of those going on, like
sick.
attached to the racetrack. So there's like the beach is covered in this sea of people, and they're like throwing the beach balls up in the air and stuff, and like cheering and like having a great grand old time. While like the cars are all like rolled into position and set up and everything. But the cars are all kind of placed on these like metal platforms, like on the sand, which you don't know what they do at first glance. And then the string of announcements goes off of like all the sponsorship deals and like the advertisements and everything. Buy your Hermes Prime membership today. And then after all that stuff is done, after all the legal stuff is concluded with, you guys are loaded onto like another helicopter basically, and told that because the cars are all flying now, the pit stops are blimps that are in the sky, and they fly around the ocean. And so you guys will leave.
Do they have submarine blimps?
Submarine blimps.
I mean submarine. I meant submarine pit stops. I'm so sorry. Because I'm like, what about the
pit stops? No.
Because I was like, what about the ones that can't fly and they actually go underwater?
Well, they would have like boat-based ones. They have to surface to do it. Because like some of the cars are like the skis that like skim along the surface. Some of them are submersible, and then most of them are like flying.
Submarine blimps. I'm not gonna live that one down.
No, you're not.
That's kind of
submarine blimps.
That honestly though,
guys, check out this new submarine blimp I just got.
I don't know what you're
It
talking
goes really
about.
slow, both in the air and underwater.
It's
totally
amazing
it
technology.
travels at a blistering 2 knots.
It's pretty great, I must say.
But yeah, so you guys are loaded on the helicopter, and as you guys lift off the helicopter, and you kind of can peek over the like the big like stadium like amphitheaters and stuff like that, the race begins, and you see those metal platforms the cars are on are actually like launch pads. So they throw the cars into the air, and then the cars activate their like jets or their anti-gravity skimmers like in midair, and they can just speed off.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. So they all do that. They all begin speeding. Many cars faster than the speed of sound, of course. Booking it across the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, that's the Pacific Ocean. It's the West Coast, isn't it? And yeah, so they do that. They make their way, walking fast, faces past, homebound. Yeah, and they do that. They do their thing. I don't really know how I want to make the actual race work yet.
Well, essentially, it's just fighter jets.
I mean, yeah, in Fayth's case, yeah, pretty much. It's just a bunch of flying cars. But this is the final leg, so all of the toys are coming out. So we're getting, like, EMP
Rocket
blasters
pod.
and rockets and like homing missiles and machine guns and all kinds
Conveniently
of crazy
placed
stuff.
artillery.
I think we should give Fayth a luck roll.
Luck roll. Let's see, what is her luck?
Can I give Fayth a luck roll, man? Can I be Fayth? Fuel? Can I be
Well,
like, listen, babe,
you are her
bodyguard?
bodyguard, so it would be
Yeah.
proper to have you do her luck roll.
You want me to do her luck roll? You want me to see if I properly massaged her, wink wink, before the race?
Get
Actually,
your best die.
I want Xavier to roll the luck roll because I want her to lose.
I mean, at that point, you're just rigging
God.
it.
No, you can
That's
do
so
it, Kyle, if you
cruel.
want. Yeah, that makes sense.
I got an 8.
All right, actually, let me give everybody get a luck roll. All members.
Okay.
And
All
can
members.
roll for Frank, basically.
All right. Hold on.
To see like how good.
Should I roll for Donna as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right.
we're all
Well,
rolling
I
for
got
your
a 10. Donna got an 8.
numbers. Okay.
Wait, are we rolling for ourselves?
Like
Ourselves
if
and
you're doing something,
our
like, actively.
contract.
So like Kyra was involved.
I
in,
mean-
like, repairing the car and stuff like that.
And so
What
is
the
Donna.
hell?
Yeah.
I think the only thing I'd be is like on comms with her.
Well, that's
Like
what
a
Frank
guide?
does.
Yeah, so
That's Frank's.
Yeah. Or calling
Frank's
out like
stuff.
incoming.
Yeah, be like, oh, on your left.
yeah, stuff like that. I also got an 8. 2 8s.
All right,
Cute.
Mr. Oid.
Oh, for once, I did not roll like shit. I got a 7.
Hmm.
What's Oid doing?
Emotional support.
Sounds
Emotional
about right.
damage to the other team. She actually
Emotional
hacked
damage.
into the other team
Yeah.
and was like, you suck, you're gonna lose, your family's gonna, if you win, your family, understand?
You saw what happened to Barry last night. Right?
Do that to you too, buddy. If you don't stop
Hey,
it.
did you? No, it's like bringing back that horrible thought of Barry getting liquefied on the dance floor.
Oh, he recorded this sound.
Oh, I guess-
I could hack into the PA system and play it.
yeah. Blast it over all the different cars. Like put it on the radio. And you're like, I want you to play this song for me, and it's just like.
All
Barry
right,
Sludge
racers,
PDF.
tune to 37.59 FM,
Yeah.
and it's just a constant loop
Of squishing as Barry melts.
and screaming.
Yeah. But yes, okay, so you all did pretty good. So, you're all going around doing your thing. Fayth is climbing the ranks. She was like in the rear half of the pack before, but she is quickly catching up.
We do a full engine swap in like 0.5.
Yeah, so this is like the longest leg as well, because it is over like, it ends at
Whole
Hawaii.
ocean.
So
Yeah, it's from Cali to Hawaii.
Yeah, it's like thousands of miles at this point. So you're doing your thing. You're going along, helping her out. She's avoiding missiles and like lasers, and like the weapons steadily get more wild as she goes up the ranks. So like at first it's like machine guns and missiles, and then it's like lock on heat-seeking missiles, laser weapons, and then when she gets to like the top like 10, top 20. People are shooting like
gets
plasma
nuts.
casters at her and stuff like that. Like straight up balls of plasma that are like boiling
Like we need
the
to
seas.
replace the cast system like once or twice.
Yeah, like you need to fix everything up. At one point, however, there is a serious complication.
Oh no.
You see the number one man, the
Oh,
Jackson
no.
Industries man, Pavel Lyadov, aka Path. The man who is destined to win the MDRR for whatever time it is in a row, because I've forgotten. Fayth begins to beat him, which is impressive, seeing as in order to get to him, she had to get through the Kode Enterprises guy who's driving a solid Titanite car.
And Flavius.
Yes, also Flavius is so that's another thing. Flavius is also in the top.
How does she overtake Flavius?
I should take Flavius.
Driving.
Yeah,
You don't
good driving.
shoot, just drive.
Yeah, Flavius is not a professional racer. You guys could probably clock that, like, rather than use weapons on his car, Flavius just gets, like, really close to other drivers and then screws with their minds.
So
Yeah,
the
that's what I
only
figured.
tip for Fayth
Yes,
is just
avoid
keep
him.
your distance.
Yeah, and that's how she
Blow
manages to-
past him if you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like, you
Yeah,
know,
that would be my tip too. I'd be like,
go
just stay 100 meters away from him. Actually, just be in the other ocean
yeah,
when you're
go
passing him.
opposite direction.
Go into the upper stratosphere.
Yeah, so
Do
Flavius is
yourself
currently
that
in
shit.
like
Probably
third
can.
place. The KE guy is in second, and then Pavel is in first. And then suddenly, Fayth blasts past Flavius, trying to avoid his psychic field, which is amplified by his car, so it's even like a larger.
Jesus.
Getaway. Hence why he can like affect. The
So
drivers.
many.
Yeah, he can't affect the KE driver because his car is covered in titanite, which is insulated against cybernetics.
Right.
And he's too far away from Path because Path's car is like actually like a jumbo jet. Like he's actually just like this. Like has like a plasma and like a fission engine at the back of it essentially. And Fayth's car has a cyanide reactor in it, so hers is also top of the line with all the other guys. So she's blows past Flavius. The KE guy, his car made of titanite, got a cast system in it. He has like a plasma caster built in. He like this is like the most advanced. This is like the Technomancer's car. Like it's like the best of the best you could possibly put in a vehicle. KE blew the money on this dude. And Fayth manages to she knows that she can't hurt the car because you know Titanite 1, cast system 2. So she's just like, I'm just gonna outdrive this guy.
Yeah,
she
I
does
would
manage
give
to.
her like, don't shoot. These last contenders, they'll
Yeah,
even waste your time.
There's no, just gonna waste ammunition and cost us money.
Your only hope is to outdrive them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess she would have like chaff and flares, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she would have like the anti-lock-on stuff, but I think, in my opinion, in this instance, because she knows she doesn't have to fire at them, except for Flavius, but the other two, they're like, all right, I'm gonna have to like press all these other buttons. Well, because they're all juiced up, she's focusing on more driving than actually shooting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, chaff and flares would be useful to like throw off,
The
to
lock-ons.
throw off like
Yeah.
them. No,
Yeah, I'm just
like
saying.
their visuals.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess.
Because chaff and flares is it's little strips of tinfoil, and so what chaff is? It's like it's the same stuff that's in like fire extinguishers and tinfoil. That's literally all it is.
But yeah, so she has like plenty of defensive measures, not as many offensive stuff, especially nothing that works like in the sky like she is currently, which is works to her advantage because of course I mean Flavius wired off of steer, I don't want to come into contact with.
No.
That sounds like ungodly. But yeah, so there's
you're
that.
immune to drugs. Let's bump you with more.
Yeah, I imagine probably like a giant tank of this stuff, like a whole barrel just plugged into his brain at all times. But yeah, so there is a problem when she approaches Pad's car. She passes him and she manages to get a bit of a lead before suddenly, because of course I imagine like Boyd and Donna and Cairo are looking at like the display for her car's like systems, diagnostic.
Yeah.
All of a sudden her car pew, turns off and she begins to fall out of the sky. Just
Figured.
Oh no.
and she was not hit with an EMP because you guys would have detected that because it would have like overloaded her car. But it got turned off. So you, Cairo, figure that somebody's hacking into Fayth's car mid-race.
Alright, can I... Oh, this is not good. How close are we to Fayth's car? Like, where her positioning is?
Probably like 100 yards, like up off and to like the left, so you're kind of like ghosting her, basically. Same with the others, other like
Okay.
hovercraft and stuff that are following their racers.
Can I try and access diagnostics remotely?
Well, her vehicle was turned off, so the diagnostics aren't responding because her.
Well, no, I know that, but I'm saying like,
Try to connect via signal.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, cause I mean, I'm assuming she'd have like her headset and whatnot.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
Right. So can I connect via that? Or
Yeah.
use Ankh as like a signal booster?
I mean, you are in like the blimp, so yeah, you can do that because you have like internet
Okay.
between like the cars and stuff. So.
Okay, sick. So I'll do that. What's my hack DC? 10, right?
Yep. I mean, this is there isn't like a firewall or anything on her car because you have the access information.
Yeah. All right. So can I get in and like boot up the system again?
Yeah. So you just jack in and into the helicopter, and Kyra goes unconscious as you find yourself like seated in like a Matrix version of her car, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So
that is pretty cool.
You can feel yourself like in the Matrix plummeting to the ground because the car is plummeting to the ground, but you can't see the ocean. It's just like Matrix like untextured cubes basically below you, and you're like and
this is not good.
In the driver's seat, and you see what you assume is Pad's Matrix avatar controlling like the Matrix version of her car, basically like the representation of like he is controlling the vehicle remotely from his car.
Okay. I'm gonna like tap him on the shoulder. Be like, hey, how's it going?
He looks. He's like, you again? Get out of here! This is not your business. You know.
You're hacking into our racer's cars, so no. Can I counter this?
Well, you can counter it by either like forcing him to jack out of the Matrix. You can wrench control of the car from him by just like out hacking him.
Wait, why don't you just fry him?
That's what I was gonna do. That's what I was gonna do.
Because I was like, wait a minute, if he's jacked in, he's fucked.
So I can either fry him, I can use Pharaoh's curse on him, which would completely shut down his car.
God, imagine you just see one car go up and another go down.
So what do we want me to do here? I'll leave this to a consensus.
I think, in my personal opinion, the first thing is whichever is the quickest method, and if it doesn't
frying would probably be the best alternative.
Why do you say
getting him, not alternative, but the best option to get him out. So I'll do fry.
Sure, because we need like her car up as fast as possible, or else she's gonna actually plummet into.
Fry is going to be the best option.
Yeah. So as much as I would love to kill another driver, I mean.
Oh wait, hold on. Or I can backfire.
What does that do?
Send an electrical surge into the mind of a hacker within 12 squares, 60 feet, dealing 1d8 times 10 damage, ignoring armor stat number. Requires perception check to determine success. Requires one action to complete for those with. Oh, okay, never mind.
I mean.
So fry is only used against Matrix guards, whereas backfire is the anti-hacker one.
Yes, so I'd have to use backfire.
Can you not use fry, or is it
no?
specific?
Because that's only against Matrix guards.
Alright then.
So that's an anti-program.
Okay, so yeah, you'd probably have to use an anti-hack one, which I guess backfire.
My only option is backfire.
Pharaoh's curse doesn't do anything.
Well, it does, but it would only. I can do that after. Yeah. So I can do that after. So if I gain access to his car, I can Fist of Ra his car.
Got it. You can fuck him.
Essentially. So what Fist of Ra does,
you will have problems doing things to Fayth's car because basically he's remotely accessing her vehicle through his. So if you freeze his, then he like can't do literally anything.
So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna backfire on him. And then I'm going to upload Pharaoh's curse to his car.
Alright.
And delete the entirety of his car's firmware. So that none of the controls work.
All right, so give me a. Technically, you're in like because this is like the Matrix combat. You're in melee range with him because you're in the passenger seat. So you just auto hit him. So
exactly.
Do
what am I rolling on damage? 1d8.
Yep.
All right, give me a second. Here we go. Oh baby, that's an 8.
He's not dead, but that definitely hurt him. So you.
Is it enough to make him back off?
So he's and like his avatar like glitches and fizzles and freaks out. His voice
Do you
gets
give
all,
up
like,
yet?
Vocoded and stuff. And he's like he just grips his avatar grips the steering wheel even more. The rest of you, as Cairo's body like twitches a little bit when he activates the backfire, you guys see Pad's car like dip in the sky for a second. It's like,
because there's more where that came from.
Because essentially what Pad's doing is he's controlling 2 cars at once. With his brain, so he isn't as effective with either because he's like doing something that the human brain is definitely not meant to do. So he is definitely gonna have some brain damage from just pulling this maneuver. Period.
Do you give up yet?
And he looks at you and is like, "I didn't hear no bell." And he's let's see, what can he do to you? Let me have a look in response. He is controlling the car, so that's gonna be at least one like thing that he does, one action that he can do because he's kind of limited. Actually, does he have? He does. Okay. He does have. Because I'm like, if it doesn't have parallel processing suite, then like he couldn't control both cars at once without like he would need to use one action for each car, but he does have parallel processing, so he can't control both. Not very well, but he can control both simultaneously. Let me find my program list. Doopy 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 doo. Because his main thing is anti-network and anti-personnel. So he's going to look at you, and he's like, he's not very good. I don't know why he's only Swedish, but you know, this is the Matrix. He do what he wants. He's going to attempt to stun you. So this is 1d10 plus his intelligence versus 1d10 plus your endurance.
Okay. 1d10 plus my endurance?
Yeah.
You said?
This guy is not particularly intelligent, but he is above average. So you got a 12 in total.
I got a 10 on my roll.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yuch.
So he looks at you, and this like matrix like with like cubes of data form this like little like hand taser that he jams into you and tries to like stun you. But you manage to like push through it. So the rest of you in the blimp just see Kyra's body.
So when he does that and it doesn't work,
yeah,
I wink at him.
and he's like, he swears in Russian.
My turn.
Yeah, so the rest of you just see Kyra's body just like seize for a second. But nothing actually seems to like really happen. No permanent damage.
Hey.
But yeah.
So it's my turn?
I wonder if I could drug up Kyra.
You probably
While
could.
he's
That
Matrix.
could give me...
Matrix. I don't know what that
Would that
could-
do anything?
But
Well,
no,
that would,
'cause
like-
it could give me an extra action to do things.
You already
Wait,
have like an extra action.
Your
with
Matrix,
the
though, that's the thing.
Yeah, so
Like,
that's
it's
the
not.
same thing.
It's like if I were to
Wait,
inject your
what
real
if-
Well, I
body.
could buff his intelligence.
This is true.
I guess the intelligence part would work.
Okay, so... Let's see. I was gonna say, because you could, in a sense... would you be able to up my damage rolls in the Matrix?
I feel like that's a no.
Because that's like programs. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
have,
think the
true.
intelligence one would work.
I mean,
The intelligence one would be the best.
Like an actual effect.
All right, so
Mhm.
yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah,
you're
if you
willing.
want to up his int, sure. I don't know what things requires int, but sure.
Check.
Yeah. I think it's
Ah.
like for intelligence checks.
Then yeah, int would probably be the best.
Okay, so I can't do backfire again because it's on a cooldown.
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess
yeah.
my only... So, which one did we say would be the most effective against his car?
Well, you would have
Fist
to
of Ra, right?
gain access to his vehicle, and then you could like
You'd have to like.
Hero's Curse or Fist of Ra. Yeah.
What
Can
if
I
you
do
hacked
that?
through his matrix?
Can I do that?
Yeah. So this would be like, forget the actual term for it, but you're just like hopping, like piggybacking off his signal to go back and trace back into him.
Yeah.
To his car. So hacking into his vehicle is definitely a D10 DC dice. So you roll your 1d10 and I roll mine, and whoever rolls higher.
Hold on. Does he get the int boost or no?
Int does not get added to hacking checks, I don't think.
Okay.
It's just a straight roll.
Well, can I get advantage on this roll?
Well, if you get the drug, then I'll let you use a 1d12 for your hack DC dice instead of 1d10.
Ooh, baby, let's go.
Drug him up. Xavier, do it.
Oh my gosh, Xavier, thank you. That's an 11.
He rolled a 6.
Sick nasty.
So you wink at him, and then you just are like, bye.
Disappear.
Just and you kind of like dive like into his avatar and like disappear like you're jumping in like a pool of water, so his body like ripples and it looks really weird. And then your consciousness gets like yanked to a different location over, because all these different cars are vaguely connected if they're close enough together by like Bluetooth and by internet signal and stuff like that.
So am I in his car right now? Can I like wave at him?
Yeah. So your consciousness gets yanked, and you vomit in real life all over yourself.
Oh God!
You get yanked into
one
his
level
car.
deeper.
Yeah. And now you see an almost like, identical avatar of Path. Also, but this time because like you're in the Matrix, you can see his unconscious body plugged into the back of his chair, with the avatar like almost like his soul is like projecting out of his body and is like controlling his own car at the same time. So that's your first action, to hack into his vehicle. You have 3 actions in the Matrix, so.
First things first.
Actually,
Fist of Ra.
There'll be 2 actions because you needed to move for the second one. So.
No. That would be 1.
Well, because you hacked the firewall down and then you moved for your consciousness across.
All right. Well, I mean, either way, Fist of Ra. It's 1 action.
Fist of Ra. So this requires
1d6. Oh, okay. Oh, sick.
Yeah. So you do get the bonus from Oid's drug.
All right, that's an 8.
Definitely succeeds. So yeah,
and then 1d6. Oh baby, watch this thing plummet. That is a 6.
Okay, yeah. So, you just
So can I look at him, be like, "Hey, buddy," and then just punch him in the face with my Fist of Ra?
Yes, yeah. So you just look at him, and he's like, "Oh," and his eyes go wide, anime stunned expression, zoom in camera shot, and then you clock him with the fist of this like glowing, magical blast, and the Matrix suddenly just like, and like Zawarudo, like everything freezes. And he freezes, and you see his body like twitches as like you freeze it, because he's trying to do stuff but he can't.
I saw him move.
Yeah.
What the world?
Yeah. And then you begin to feel this car begin to plummet.
So I'll turn back around. I'm assuming he's like looking right at me, and I'll be like, "All right, see you later, buddy," and then I'll go back.
Yeah, so you slurp back into Fayth's car. His avatar is still in control, but it is frozen, so it can't defend against you removing him.
Oh, sick! Can I take this chance to remove him from this car?
Yeah, and I'll say that I think you have Shoot, you could use backfire again now if you wanted to just zap him before you do it.
Yeah, sure.
All right, yeah,
sure.
1d8.
That's a 7.
He is not dead, but he is real close to dying. So you and his avatar freaks out and like begins to like digitize, like deconstruct, because as he is basically like his consciousness is fading because he's dying
under constant assault.
Yeah. And then I will say, just like a hack DC to remove him, but he'll do his at disadvantage, I guess, because he can't. Well, he can't actually defend you, so you just do it. Because
okay. It wouldn't have mattered because I rolled a 12 on that anyway.
Yeah, so you just like, you know, wave at him, you zap him, wave at him, boop him on the nose, and he digitizes, and all of a sudden you find yourself in control of Fayth's car, as it is scarily close to slamming into the ocean.
So I'll bring all systems back online, and then can I do Bastion 2?
Bastion 2. Put a more effective defensive barrier to protect a download, upload, or file in the network. Yes, you can do that for root access. So roll 1d12 and round up to the nearest even number. Subsequent answer becoming the DC dice for future attempts to hack it.
That is a 10, so I guess rounds up to a 12.
Oh no, 10 is the even number. So basically, like you've created a firewall so effective on her car now that it is as if you yourself were defending it. So Wellington is like a human level intellect. This is a very, very good firewall that you just quickly construct. You bring everything online, and give me an intelligence check with like the +2 whatever that you get from Xavier's thing.
On a 1d10?
Yeah, to tell how fast you can bring everything online.
That is an 8. +2, that's a dirty 10.
Yeah, dirty 10. So you realize, so this as the car is plummeting towards the ocean, and you're frantically hitting switches in the matrix. You're typing things out. You're moving at the speed of thought as your mind is racing to bring everything online one at a time, undo the damage that he was doing to the car.
My hands aren't even moving at this point. My eyes are just darting around in my head.
Yeah, you're just seizing up as you're frantically trying to do everything.
I can imagine. I see his body. It's just like.
Yeah,
just like freaking out. I'm like, what?
Yes, you're all worried for his safety at this point. He's vomited a couple of times. He's seizing a few times, twitching.
I'm not worried.
Yeah,
it was just Kyro stuff.
Happened before. And you guys see Fayth's car plummet ever closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, and it gets like a yard above the ocean,
car?
And then. And it like real quick, like almost a full like 90-degree turn, just blasts off, bounces off the surface of the water, as the NA grab engines and the jet engines in the back kick back on at the perfect time to save Fayth's life, as she is saved from slamming into the ocean at like.
So is everybody like panicking over comms at this point?
Yeah. So Frank is like, oh my god, quick, you know, turn on
my
the
daughter.
Yeah, and Fayth's like preparing to hit like the eject button because she doesn't think it can happen, and then as she goes to hit it, then everything kicks back on, and you rush out to safety, and then behind you, Pat's car, like 6 seconds later, effectively, Pat's car. And it's moving so fast that it hits the surface of the water, and it's like hitting concrete. It just it like
that actually like break his car a bit.
Yeah, it like obliterates against the surface of the water because he's moving so fast. It like barrel rolls like a few dozen times, flies through the air.
So it essentially belly flops on the water.
Yeah, so it just hits the water, bounces like a rock over a river, and just spins and slips into the water again. The CAS system failed, obviously, because it no longer functions. The automated like savior system. That,
I forgot about that.
People, yeah, that's still active.
Okay, good.
You had full Pharaoh's curse, Tim. That wouldn't have worked, but you did.
Oh my god! So if I had Pharaoh's curse,
should have killed the celebrity. Yes.
That would have been really bad, right?
So
yes.
I unknowingly chose the merciful assassin.
Yeah. So he's unconscious, for sure. but he is now encased in this like ball of like foam, bouncing along the water and like kind of like comes to like a nice gentle rest on the surface. As like a fleet of Jackson Industries boats descend on the destroyed sinking car and the floating styrofoam sphere, as Fayth books it to the finish line a couple hours later. No contention. Fayth is the winner. Yeah.
So when I come out of the Matrix, I'm like panting and sweating, right?
Yeah, you
Bro.
are exhausted, and you're also hungry because you vomited a couple times.
Yeah. I could go for a burger right now.
I'd clean yourself up first.
So does anybody else know that I just won the race for us?
I mean, I figured
Probably.
since we all know you're hacking, they were like, good job, Cairo. You made up for your sister.
Yeah. The amount of dead men behind me. So would I know that Pavel's life-saving system kicked in?
Yeah. I mean, you'd like kick out of the Matrix and you'd see like the floating foam sphere and the ocean surface.
Okay.
Yes, you did. You didn't kill like your favorite celebrity in the race.
Well, he's not my favorite. The Japanese twins were my favorite.
They're back there. They're in the top 10.
Oh, sick.
But yeah, so you all.
Well, now Fayth is my favorite, so.
I mean, yeah, it's true. So you guys blast into Hawaii. The race ends at a 6 cylinders resort in Honolulu. So the race comes to a conclusion, and this massive speed race aside, this giant stadium of people, all the flashes of the cameras going off, everything kicks screaming. It's definitely loud. News crews swarm the finish line area. Like Fayth gets out, swings her hair as she takes her helmet off, glittering in the late evening sun. Super angelic and beautiful, confident that she just won like a butt ton of money, and also like the international racing circuit. The news crews swarm her. All this stuff goes off, and you guys land your helicopter on the roof of the 6 cylinders nearby. And the rest of the evening is the banquet, and it is one hell of a party. There are concerts, there are raves, there are like nice normal parties. Like basically the whole city is like a giant block party. So there are festivals
sick.
in the streets, there are parades, there are fireworks shows. Because this is Cyberpunk, and of course that's to be extra. There is an Outcast concert going on for the event, and her concert is actually like at the edge of the Honolulu volcano. And as part of the concert, they detonate the volcano.
Oh God.
And but in a safe manner, so it doesn't like melt the city. They do like cartoonish and stuff to causing enough smoke and stuff to be like dramatic. And so it's super epic, super cool. You guys party and have a grand old time. You all receive your 25,000 color payment. And I assume everyone gets so wasted and you just like black out.
If only I
Well,
could.
I'm not gonna get like wasted. I'm gonna have like the casual couple drinks.
Bonus is definitely gonna get drunk because I think him and Frank are like, all right, drinking contest right now.
I'm gonna before like the heavy drinking starts, I'm gonna turn to Donna and I'll be like, so would you rethink about going out to dinner now?
And she's like, well, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Seeing as I kind of just won the race for us.
Like, I don't
What'd
know.
you
I
do?
think I could have done that, to be honest.
Do you
Who-
think you could have done that? Hacked into the car, rebooted it?
You're going on about Fayth.
No, Donna, I mean.
Oh, Don.
Donna. Did I not say Donna?
You did.
I don't know. I was talking.
I'm
to my
pretty
father.
sure I said Donna.
I was talking to my father. That's why I was like, huh?
No.
Yeah, Donna's like, I think I get that on deck. Not that impressive.
All right, fair enough.
You definitely shit on you because you killed someone.
Well, he didn't kill anybody.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Pavel is still alive.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I was talking about Barry.
But yeah, Barry. I mean, well,
I
care
didn't.
about Barry.
I wasn't the trigger man.
No, but you laughed when it happened.
I was right
an
there.
asshole.
Actual psychopath.
Jesus, even I didn't do that.
I think Oid digs. Oid hates meatbags, but that's part of his personality. But then it's like, well, let's see how this evening goes, and then when we get back to Ryan's town, I'll think about it. How about that?
Fair enough.
I'm definitely going to have Fayth and myself just drink a lot, have vigorous amounts of behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Some point during the night, I'm going to approach Pavel and extend a hand for a handshake.
Yeah. So you just give me a perception check.
Okay.
You realize he's on a stretcher.
Hey.
Well, he isn't dead, eh? Okay. So you look around for Pavel, and you spend a while, because for the first thing, the entire island of Honolulu is a giant festival right now. He could be literally anywhere. You ask around, and he isn't that hard to find. He's like an international celebrity. You hear that he isn't at the party, but people know where he is, back at the hotel. And you see, you go back to the hotel looking for him, and you see a group of Jackson Industries like soldiers loading him into a black van, and then they drive off.
Oh.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, Pavel, he's not doing so good.
Oh well.
Alive,
you win some, you lose some.
Yeah. He's gonna get
He definitely will.
beaten in half for failing his last minute like that.
Beating, he's definitely gonna get,
Yeah, I don't know.
Couple
I don't know
fingers
if
chopped
he'll
off.
straight up kill him, but
He's gonna lose a couple fingers.
Yeah, definitely some pain and suffering in his near future. But yeah, so Fayth and Nux, get blasted. Fayth is just such like on cloud 9.5. Like she is so unbelievably ecstatic that she's just whooping it up, having a grand old time. And you're like,
I get,
go
oh
out.
yeah.
And she's like, sure, whatever, I don't care anymore.
I won. I win.
I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Frank and Bonus are at a table during the party playing World Championship Go Fish.
They're doing a rematch of Monopoly. And it's gotten to the point where like
world class no limit Monopoly.
Yeah, except that Xanthor was also involved this time.
Oh,
they're playing
man.
with actual money.
Yeah, they're playing with actual
no
money.
holds barred.
Yeah, no holds barred with Xanthor, with Bonus, and with Frank. Frank.
What do you mean, Bonus? What do you mean you can't buy the property? Come on, blow $1 million.
Yeah, come on, buddy. And
but they're doing the Ryanstown edition of Monopoly.
Yeah, so you can buy Tenacity Towers, but you have to repair it after the explosion.
You have to unmortgage Tenacity Tower when you buy it.
And their game gets so intense over the course of the evening, like news crews walk over and start like chanting and like placing bets on who's gonna win.
This is literally World Series Monopoly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll to see who wins here. Frank, Xanthor.
Wait, we need a fourth player.
We need a fourth. Risky Biznu.
Risky Biznu. A very pronounced gambler named Risky Biznu, native of Honolulu.
Yeah.
He has property in
oh
multiple places. It's bonus, isn't it?
It is.
How much did he win? How much did he win?
So just to go
Tenacity
over the numbers
Towers.
here. Risky Biznu rolled a 2.
Oh God!
Frank rolled a 6. Xanthor rolled a 4. So Frank did better than Xanthor. Probably because he let him win, to be honest. And then Bonus won with an 8.
Oh my
So
gosh!
Bonus won by like a decent margin.
So Bonus was just crushing people.
Yeah. And I think
I can see how this goes. So Bonus eliminates Risky Biznu
Like immediately.
immediately.
Yeah.
Like within the first 4 turns, Risky Biznu has made terrible business decisions,
Yeah. Bankrupt. Borderline bankrupt.
and then Frank eliminates Xanthorpe. Then Bonus is like,
bro, what the heck? How could you betray me like this? You work for me.
and then Frank's like, you have no idea how hard we went during this trip.
Yeah.
Get back into the kiddie pool.
Yeah. And then it's just down to the big duo. And I think like because Bonus is like a lawyer and this is no holds barred,
He
Bonus
just
actually
goes to jail.
makes Frank and the others sign actual contracts for this game, and he just like
Oh no!
wins on.
I was gonna say, Bonus sits in jail for a majority of the game, and then lets the hotels and houses that he's built up on previous people's monopolies just collect and collect and collect.
And then I think Bonus does that thing where he like doesn't upgrade his houses to hotels, so he can like monopolize the maximum amount of houses that it can be on the board.
Yes.
Keep Frank from getting any more.
Yes.
Yeah, Bonus plays super dirty, and he manages to win. I don't know how much money. I think he wouldn't take the money. I think he'd be like, "This is on principle." You know, like Frank, you challenge me.
I did this pro bono.
Oh,
Yeah.
he makes a favor instead of money because he knows like if he were to take money, then he'd have to do the favors.
Exactly.
Even though he won.
Yeah, Bonus is like, Frank, you and I are gonna have a beer when we get back to Ryanstown, and that's all that I ask. You're gonna pay for my drinks one day. Bonus is like,
Xanthorpe?
Xanthorpe, he's like, Xanthorpe, how do you not win this, bro? What's wrong with you?
You literally
Because Xanthorpe
own.
is probably like already like blackout drunk and is like wired on like every narcotic under the sun. And also probably like being how should we say serviced by multiple women over the course of this Monopoly game at the table on camera.
Under the table.
So Dakota, you've seen the movie Snatch, right? Xanthorpe is like Frankie Four Fingers.
Yeah. He is just like he's like half paying attention to the game. He's like giving interviews and stuff halfway through, just like doing whatever.
You know what?
Man, this woman.
I know how Risky Biznu is beat out. One of the properties goes to bid, and Bonus just bids him up to the maximum of his money, and then Bonus withdraws.
Yeah, exactly. He just is like, "Oh yeah, you want to do this?" And then he bankrupts Risky Biznu with the gambling trick
on Baltic and Mediterranean.
But yeah, so that's how they spend their evening. Wade, how do you spend your evening? What do you do?
Damn. Honestly, I wasn't prepared for this
berry.
question.
I go to the
I
El
think-
Sasai and I pay El Sasai for Barry's liquefied remains, and I flush them down the toilet.
That would be pretty funny. Turn Barry into a drug.
Oh my god.
Bro,
Actually, you know what I'm
some
gonna
berry,
do?
bro?
I'm going to pose as a reporter, and I'm going to like walk up to Aztec, and I'm gonna spend the night harassing them, being like, "So how do you feel, about the loss of your racer, following this, outstanding victory from Full Fuel?"
Yeah, and like you just like, and they're like, "Oh, no comment, and then eventually like they actively like get in their car and like race away from you, so you get like vandalism ban. And
Where are you gonna go, bro? This is an island.
Yeah, where are you gonna go, bro? We're gonna go. I can follow you wherever you are. Yeah, and you just like
Just
speed
imagine,
down the streets.
just imagine Oid sprinting at full speed after
That's
this
what I
car
was
with a microphone in
imagining,
his
too.
hand.
That's what I was
Stretch
imagining.
microphone. Care to make a comment, sir?
Comment about your dead racer.
Comment about Barry the Bullet's unforeseen demise.
I was just thinking, like, man, what if they like swoosh him away? It's like, no, stop. But he keeps on coming back as different reporters.
Yeah, he's impersonating different reporters, and then like I also imagine that at a certain point, like Cairo and like Nox probably would join in on this as well, and we're like be the cameramen or something like that. Just to
Absolutely.
I'd dress differently. I'd be
Absolutely.
like, oh, they can't know who I am, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Oh
great.
man.
I also think at a certain point, as the night begins to wind down and you all are prepared to hop on your Hermes jumbo jet to go back to Ryanstown, a big limousine pulls up in front of you guys as you're all walking down the street, you know, drunk, high, singing, having a grand old time, and
Or shot at.
yeah, a gun pulls up the gun and you all die. Crabs fall.
That's about right.
Burrowing crabs.
Yeah, bro, the burrowing crabs. But yeah, so the back door opens and out steps none other but Flavius Marinius himself, the man of the hour. He gets out of his car. He strides up to your group of assembled partygoers, and he has this very serious expression on his face, and he marches up, and he leers over all of you, and he goes, "Congratulations!" And he holds a hand out to shake all of you.
Oh yeah, I shake his hand. I'm like, oh my god, it's such an honor, Flavius. Thank you for that fan signing earlier for Fayth. You know, I know that it must have been hard for her to overtake you, but let me tell you, nice driving out there.
This could be it.
And he's like,
This
"Oh,
could be
you
it.
know, thank you for your saying that." But he's like, "No, honestly, I think that you guys deserve the victory. This is more of a publicity stunt for me anyway. I was never really intending to like win. You know, top 3, top 5 was my goal. But you guys definitely seem to deserve that last minute hacking kerfuffle. That was really, my heart was pounding for you guys at that point. To be honest, some seriously tense stuff, exciting things. And he's like, but and he turns to like Xanthorpe. And Xanthorpe is like staring daggers at him at this point. And Flavius is like,
me and Xanthorpe bold.
yeah. And Flavius is like, oh, come now, Mr. Xanthorpe, come now, please. This is a friendly rivalry, between two well-to-do gentlemen, right? And he extends a hand. And Xanthorpe takes it. And he's like, yeah, whatever you say, freak. And
I'm gonna like whisper to Xanthorpe, and I'm gonna be like, I do this. And then I'll extend my hand out, and when he goes to shake it, I'll do like that. Ooh, and comb my hair.
Wow.
So you do that, and you like, ooh, not too slow. And then when you realize that you're done laughing to yourself, you realize that Flavius is holding your other hand the entire time.
You're like,
And you're like,
fuck.
And he's like, nice try, buddy, nice try. He's like, but no hard feelings. And he like pats you on the shoulder, and he turns to all of you. And he's like, no,
I just crumple into the concrete under the psychic force.
Yeah, just karate chops you into the ground. No, it's a gentle tap. And he turns to all of you, and he's like, well, I have to say, judging from all of the wild and wacky stories I heard about this collected group of bodyguards, I might have to hire you folks for my own needs at some point. You guys did a fantastic job keeping these 3 upstanding folks alive this whole time.
I'll message Xanthorpe through my helmet.
Thank you.
Be like,
We
please
are
don't let
indeed.
him hire us.
I turned to Flavius and like, I saw you staring daggers at, Aztec. Just saying.
And Flavius, he passes out. He's like, oh, haha, that. No, I was just having a rough moment. I might be a man of the people and of public appearances, but sometimes all the parties and stuff wears on my psyche. But Aztec, they're folks.
Folks.
They're all right,
Dicks.
I guess.
Assholes.
I wouldn't,
Bastards.
I wouldn't say those kinds of words in polite company.
Drug dealers.
Yes, that is certainly
Criminals.
the truth. Also, not incorrect. We run in similar circles, so competition is bound to crop up. And I think honestly,
Understandable.
I'm pretty sure they joined the race when they did because they were jealous that I joined the race earlier than them. So
if you need kneecaps broken, I'll only do it against Aztec.
And he's like, well,
Okay, he'll do it against
keep that in
Aztec.
mind. Certainly keep that in mind.
I'm like, look, it'll be an honor to work for you.
Now I wouldn't
Pretty
go
cool.
that far.
He hates you. I don't know why. You're an amazing person. Honestly, I'm surprised that you haven't gotten the Nobel Peace Prize yet. Twice in a row.
Nobel Peace Prize. And there's like, oh well, you flatter me, and then like as he goes to like keep talking, two incredibly beautiful young women walk up to like take him by like both of the arms, and they're like, come on, come back to the limousine or whatever. Let's keep partying. But he's like, I'm terribly sorry, folks, but it seems that duty calls and all that, and he winks at all of you, and then him and the women
I'll
go
be
back
back,
into the limousine. Yeah, and they drive off and leave you
He
guys.
thought he was gonna take our plane.
He walks on board.
I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm buying this now. He just walks on board.
Hands a
By the way,
million
Zen,
collars
look,
to the
thanks for
pilot.
plane.
Yeah, I'm buying the plane. And he's like, but I own the pilot. He's like, nah, not anymore. And pays the pilot like a $1,000 bill.
Yeah. And anyways, I turned around and like, that was good. I think we're gonna make a lot of money in the near future.
One can hope.
The limousine begins to rock back and forth vigorously as it drives away.
Well, alrighty then.
Bloopers
Damn,
moment.
the
Blast the whole
KE guys
film
might have
down.
had a Titanite car, but my man Flavius has got Titanite hips. You know what I'm saying?
You know it, bro. You know it. He'll probably damage the axle by the time he's done. I'll tell you what.
Yo, what?
But yeah, so as you guys board the plane, headed for Ryanstown, we will end the session and end the Speed Racer arc.
What an absolute Chad moment for the crew. If you liked it, let us know. If you didn't, too bad, we don't want you here. And we'll see you next time on Quest for the Core.